Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to your daily divine messages from Spirit. Happy Monday, Moon Day, for those who are finding this message this morning or evening, whenever the time finds you, whatever day or whatever wherever the sun is shining. I hope that you're blessed and you're well. If you're new to my channel, welcome, beloveds. My name is Princess Leah. And if you're a returning family and friend, welcome back, beloveds. So today we're just going to tap in to see what it is that Spirit is saying for us, to us. There is, as I was when I was listening to the message for the subject that Spirit wants to chat about, I couldn't find a title, but some things that kept wanting to come through was Don't Blink, and then a song, an old country song, Don't Blink, just like that. You're 6 years old and you take a nap and you wake up and you're 25 and your high school sweetheart becomes your wife. So that might be a significant song, or those words might be significant. Also, I'm hearing, don't sleep on I heard don't sleep on your to-do lists, but I also thought that was very interesting because I was just watching one of the channelers that I like to listen to, Aaron Lyons, talking about how important it is rest. Rest is also a revenue generating activity. So I think those are interesting, not necessarily oxymorons, but paradoxes to each other. I think that I'm hearing there's a time and place for it all. So I hope you had a good, rejuvenating, restful weekend. Maybe some of you are recognizing, even just the conversation I was having with them on this morning, like it was nice to just be able to have one of the days of the weekend to myself and just literally not do anything. And I realized I haven't done that in a long time, where I just had the whole day from wake up to sunset to myself. And I was like, yes, I'm gonna enjoy all of this. I'm gonna do all the things I want to do, as much as I can, which is a lot of just like, rest and recover and rejuvenate. And the next day, which is usually her rest day, was the day that I actually had really filled and packed, which is also usually a day I rest. So it's one of those things that's like, take care, listen to your body. I was reading the back of this Four Agreements that says, honor the man or woman that you are and take the risk to express your dream. Taking action is about living fully and expressing what you are. And so I also like keep hearing again, like, it's like, don't blink, don't sleep on your to-do list, but also honor what your body needs to. And so now, of course, more quotes come through that channel. Sometimes I feel like Bumblebee Transformer, the Transformer Bumblebee, and how he would like communicate by the lyrics of songs. That's how I feel sometimes. I just like piece together quotes and songs, and that's sometimes how I form the channel of what Spirit is trying to say. Um, but yeah, so definitely like hearing the Lao Tzu quote. That's one of my favorites. Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. So maybe as we are closing up the last degree of Taurus season today, I believe we move into Gemini tomorrow. And so that is, Gemini is all about the head space. It's all about the mind and the duality of the twins, the yin and the yang, the lights and the shadows. And so maybe you're feeling like a lot of mental chatter, feeling like you may like should be doing stuff, the shoulda, woulda, couldas. So so maybe that is something you're telling yourself, don't sleep on your to-do list. Or maybe that's something that Spirit is wanting you to pay attention to, of like, what are the things that maybe there's a need for prioritizing your to-do list. If there are things that, need to get done versus like the things that, like busy work. Um, But I'm also hearing sometimes your to-do list also can be filled with things that are relaxing. Like make sure you forget, like don't forget like the don't blink, right? Just like that, you're 6 years old and you take a nap and you wake up and you're 25 and you're, married and have 2 kids. It's like don't get so caught up in the to-do list of all these different busy tasks that you forget the priority of your to-do list. Sometimes is also okay to just say, I'm going to read today, I'm going to go on a walk, I'm going to plant some in my garden, I'm going to take a nap, I'm going to make a really delicious like lunch or dinner. And those things, I'm going to just like let my child stay home from school and we're just going to relax today. Like, those are some things that like we get so we can forget, or we think that those are anti counterproductive. But those are actually so important to again, that duality, the yin and the yang, the rest and the action, the feminine and the masculine. Sometimes we get so caught up in our masculine energy that we forget that our feminine energy is just as equally important, and sometimes more important, because that's where the energy begins and is conceived. That's where the ideas and the thoughts and the creations, the creativities, the creative flow, that's where all of it is born, is conceived. And then the masculine births it into fruition. So you need both of them in balance and harmony. So let's see if there's anything else from our heart space that Spirit wants us to talk about, or wants to talk to us about. And then we'll move into our tarot and our oracles for the day. So you can place your hand on your heart and let's just tune in. I'm just listening to the birds outside, and I'm listening to the meditation, and I'm hearing, just stop and smell the roses. And maybe you need to go to a rose garden and just enjoy the roses. Maybe you need to plant some roses. And, he who wants the rose must respect the thorn, right? With beauty does come pain. But that's another cliche quote that is just like coming through. Thank you, Bumblebee Spirit. So maybe bumblebees are also an animal totem, because again, as I'm just channeling, I'm just spewing words that are coming through, and sometimes they make sense and sometimes they don't. If it doesn't resonate with you, if it sounds like broken English to you, then maybe it just isn't clicking with you in the way that it's intended for it to click to someone else, and that's okay. Take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. So that might be a message in and of itself. Not everything is for you, and you're not for everyone. And what you have to offer to this world and the things that work for you may not work for everyone. The things that work for others may not be the same exact kind of recipe for you. You are here to make your own recipe of success. And you know what that means. You know what you need. Something that I'm recognizing within myself, like learning about astrology and natal charts, I learned that I actually, what are those? I don't know what kind of birds those were. I've never heard that before. They weren't geese. Were they hawks? They're kind of like black. Maybe they were crows. Anyway, yeah, I think those were crows. 3 crows. So that's interesting. They just flew right over. So that might be significant. As I was saying, of course, now I lost my train of thought. Well, I guess I wasn't supposed to go down that road. The crows were telling me don't. I think crows are also known for like death and rebirth. Um, yeah, just going back to if, you know, maybe you, like maybe you're just not someone's, someone's cup of tea, and now my throat's closing up. So there's a lot going on right now that's kind of like feeling like things that could feel like distractions, things that could feel like blockages, things that could feel like that they're keeping you from being able to stay focused and stay on track. And again, it goes back to that like priority, the to-do list. Don't sleep on your to-do list. Prioritize, you know, who you are and what your body needs, what you need as well. And, you know, don't blink. Don't miss in the, you know, in the midst of it all, don't miss the most important parts of life, which is the love that you share with one another. Don't miss the growth that you are embodying within yourself. Don't miss the birds chirping, the flowers blooming. Don't miss the beauty. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. I hope that resonates with someone. And I'm sorry that I lost my train of thought, but I guess that wasn't meant to come down that train. That train said, nope, we're rerouting. Yeah, something wants to reroute. And I'm also hearing the blockage in my throat of your throat chakra. Something that maybe you're feeling like you can't, maybe you're feeling blocked of expressing yourself, so you continue to reroute yourself, getting distracted, and then, you know, having these like blockages of saying or sharing or doing or creating. So, you know, if that is what is happening on your end, know that it's okay. It's okay to speak up, to take action, to express who you are in your dream. Your ancestors are with you with the Page of Swords. Your ancestors are watching over you. Maybe you feel like you're in a observatory period as well, just kind of watching, observing. I'm also hearing observe, not absorb. And here's that Four of Cups. This Four of Cups card is a different kind of Four of Cups card I've ever seen, and how she's kind of holding, covering herself up with this one spilled cup she's looking at. And it's almost like feeling like she was, maybe she feels like she lost a part of her, or a part of her innocence was taken. There feels like that she feels like she's covering up from maybe feeling a bit violated. It looks like she's de-dressed. And so maybe she did open up to something. So I'm hearing this for someone. If you feel like you opened up to someone, if you feel like you shared vulnerable aspects about yourself, if you feel like you were trusting in someone and they took advantage of your trust, or they took advantage of your, your vulnerability or your innocence, and now you're feeling a bit exposed or exploited or used, that got a little bit deep, just know that, look at these cards that are coming through. Wow, look at these major arcanas, and even two of them aren't even actual tarot arcanas. They're actually just added into the Akashic Star Child tarot deck. We have Awakening, the Akashic Records, and the Lovers, you guys. Okay, so what were we just talking about with this? If you feel like you have been violated, if you feel like you have been hurt, if you feel like you have been taken advantage of, if you're going through the depths, the dualities, the shadows and the light aspects of that Gemini energy we're coming into. Gemini is also considered the Lovers as well, or is associated with the Lovers. You are awakening to the Akashic Records of this soul love. You are awakening to, so let me sit with this, because this is really beautiful. What does this mean, Spirit? And then we have I'm going to put these down here. We have the Three of Crystals as the fourth one, but I needed to show major arcana. The Three of Crystals. Okay, so you're learning the 3 and 4s, you're taking the steps, you're learning, you're awakening. You are awakening to this soul wisdom. You're awakening to a soul wisdom of love. This is so funny because it actually kind of reminds me of what our energy forecast for the weekend was this past weekend. Essentially the same thing, only it came through from Izzy Ivy's Beyond Lemuria. It had the ancient future with the twin flame card of harmonic flight. So now having this Akashic, oh yeah, and then the new blueprint. So it's like same things, only in tarot. So this is very, I'm going to say that this is pretty strong. So I'm hearing also awakening to these new wisdoms, awakening to the depth of your soul love, awakening to the depth of divine love can also be very, very risky, I'm hearing, can also be very, very vulnerable, and it can also be very, very, not, I don't want to say exploitive, because that's the word that wants to come through, maybe you feel, but it's not exploitive, it's exposing. Those two words want to keep like intertangling in my vocabulary lately. At once, it's very exposing because you are showing up in your raw, vulnerable self. Maybe you feel like you're giving a part of you that you've never given to anyone before. And that can be really scary. And that can be, you know, like, what if they don't, you know, use it for their, for like my highest good? What if they do hurt me? What if I feel exploited, like they took advantage? And those can be very, very scary reasons to, you know, to fall in love. Those can be scary reasons to, or scary things to think about as you are opening up to soul love or divine love or conscious love. But speaking of Gemini here, of the two, they have the Vesica Pisces of the two rings for the feminine and the masculine. And as they come closer and closer together into union, they merge as one. That can be very, very scary. It can be very risky. But you are trusting in your strengths. You're trusting in each other. You're trusting that you can put your, I'm hearing like put your hand in theirs and they will hold it back, or you can fall and they will catch you. But maybe it's, and if that is not with an external counterpart, I'm hearing this with spirit. I'm hearing this with your guides. I'm hearing this with the universe, source, God, however you want to use the term. You're awakening to a wisdom within the Akashic records. You're coming online to something about your soul, about the lover and the beloved that you are. You are the lover and the beloved. Source is the lover and the beloved. You are loved by source. You are the lover to source, right? And also with, and so with that, you're recognizing and finding love within yourself as you merge and unite your own feminine and masculine energy, as they learn to work together, as we're talking about the to-do list and knowing when it's time to rest, when it's time to play, when it's time to be vulnerable, when it's time to hold back, when it's time to trust, when it's okay to open up. And so I'm hearing maybe, okay, so this is what I'm hearing too with this cup that's spilled. Maybe you have been hurt in a past relationship, and that can make it really scary for you to want to open up to others, to other lovers. But look at the other 3 cups that have not, that are still upright. The 3 of Cups is about celebration. It's about soul tribe. And so Spirit is saying, though you have been hurt before, remember, don't forget and don't lose hope in the fact that there are still cups of love waiting for you to drink, to celebrate, to enjoy. Okay? The Chariot card, trust in that divine timing. You are a unicorn, unique. Your love is unique. Who you are, what you have to offer to this world is unique. Your gift is unique. Look at this. We have the journey to wholeness, number 33. Okay, I love how this is a little bit different. We had the 33 journey to wholeness, and we have the Four of Cups, and you see the difference. What I'm noticing is how the two women, how one is covering herself up and the other is, very, very comfortable in exposing her. And so maybe I should cover that up. Sorry. But she's very comfortable. Look at me like covering her up now. Because it's like we're so used to this, like, you have to conserve, like this conservative type of like constriction. Women can't show their like thing in the US at least. If you go to Europe, they are topless all the time. They have nude beaches, and it's like there's so much hidden. There's so much conservation. There's so much. I don't like to use the word like prudence, but it's like there's a lot of repression around our sexual expression in the United States and within religion, and not allowing fully for our human bodies to be fully appreciated. And there's again this like restriction or suppression around even being able to be a lover, being able, like there's this restriction of being lovers. The word lovers can feel so, dirty and whatever. And so maybe you're battling this back and forth right now of like, I want to open up to my wholeness. I want to love and accept all of who I am, all of my body, but I feel ashamed either of my body, or I feel ashamed to live and express myself fully. I feel ashamed to have lovers. I feel ashamed to love every aspect of me, the good, bad, the ugly, the desires, the sensualities, the deep dark emotions, the angers, the fears. I feel ashamed to just really fully enjoy and embrace all of who I am. But this is what you're awakening to. This is the part of your Akashic record, the Akashic wisdom within you that is telling you that it is now time. It is okay to love who you are. I'm going to put this on top of her. Look, and then like I'm also hearing like you just got other people covering you up. Like what? You're like, maybe you are like, I'm expressing myself, and you got other people trying to like cover you up, being like, no, that's bad, don't do that, go put undies on, and like, or whatever the case is. And like it's funny because I do that to my son sometimes when he gets out of the bath and he just wants to run around the house. He don't even care about clothes, and it's like just me and our cat, so like who cares, right? But then I'm like, oh, but the neighbors, and like blah blah blah, like just go put clothes on. And so it's just like, so I'm hearing like yes, I understand there's a time and place, right? But there's also like, who is to tell you to how to express yourself? Who is the, are people covering you up or trying to protect you from being hurt, maybe because of their own hurt, or maybe you are protecting yourself again because of hurt that has happened in the past. But your soul is awakening to something that goes beyond this idea, this belief system that if we express ourselves, if we trust people, if we open ourselves up, if we express our sexuality, if we all these things, if we go to types of places, or if we love people, or whatever the case is, that we're going to be hurt, or that people aren't going to honor us, or that we're going to get taken advantage of. But this here saying, honor the man, that a woman that you are, When you honor the wholeness, when you honor you, thank you, Spirit, when you honor you, when you love who you are first and foremost, when you awaken to the soul wisdom of your heart, of your body, of the temple, of the sacredity of your sanctuary, of your soul, of your soul expression, others will follow suit. You will create a this, obviously I can't speak for those who cross boundaries and don't honor you, but I'm also hearing like we teach people how to treat us. I'm not talking about the people who go and hurt innocent children or women or men. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about how, like, if we feel like we have been, if we feel like we're always giving and not receiving, or if there's an imbalance, or if we feel like whatever the case might be, this is going to be very specific soapbox for someone. But, there is a something in saying that we do teach people how to treat us based on how we honor and treat ourselves. If we don't honor our rest, we're teaching other people not to honor our rest. If we don't honor our own, finances, we're teaching other people to take our finances. Like, if we're not honoring our bodies, then we're teaching other people to not honor our bodies. So there is definitely like a say in how do you honor your body? How do you honor your finances? How do you honor yourself? That also protects over your energy as well. It's like almost like honoring yourself is a shield of protection, is a way to protect yourself from other people, because you automatically put a kind of a board or a boundary a little bit around that, because you're just not allowing yourself to tolerate. But that doesn't mean that you have to shrink. That doesn't mean you have to dim your light. That doesn't mean you have to, I heard for a couple of times now, just over the last few days, women gaining weight, trying to make themselves as unattractive as possible after having some sort of violation to their bodies. And that breaks my heart. And I'm hearing Alicia Keys' song, "When a girl can't be herself no more, I just want to cry. I just want to cry for the world." That's how I feel. So honor and love yourself. Your awakening, receive gracious receptivity. You are having a paradigm shift. You are having a paradigm shift. 13, 28, 33, those might be significant numbers for you. Receive this new awakening, this new paradigm shift with grace. Your throat's eye, your third eye, your heart's eye. Receive the love, receive the knowledge, the soul wisdom. Ask questions. Let go. Look at this, guys. Let go of self-judgment and blame. Get it focused. There we go. Let go of self-judgment and blame. That's that Four of Cups energy I'm feeling right now. Don't judge yourself for what has happened to you. Don't judge or blame yourself for what has happened to you. And don't recluse or dim or change anything about you just because other people didn't understand you, or just because other people didn't appreciate or honor you. Keep on moving on to your journey to wholeness. Keep on expressing yourself, loving yourself. Okay, being impeccable says you take responsibility for your actions, but you do not judge or blame yourself for anything. So maybe you have not had the best Maybe you haven't made the best choices in your life. Don't blame yourself for that. Maybe you have, you know, experienced some things where you hurt other people. Maybe you have, I'm hearing again, going back to that, well, if I just cover myself up or if I make myself unattractive, then, you know, then I can't blame myself for other, you know, because I'm hearing that saying, that stupid, like, oh, well, she was asking for it because she wore short shorts. It's just like, no, that's not true at all. At all. And so do not blame yourself if you are dressing up or if you want to feel sexy and look sexy, if you want to put makeup on, if don't blame yourself if someone violates you. And I know that feel, again, that's why I'm like, this is not about the whole teaching people how to treat you and tolerating, like that is not, those are two different things. Don't blame yourself. Don't judge yourself for honoring yourself. And don't blame yourself if other people don't honor and violate you and violate your boundaries and don't honor you. Some people just don't know, like some, again, that's a whole different category of people. That doesn't mean that you still cannot honor you. But I'm hearing you can't control how other people treat you, but you can teach people how to treat you. You can't control how other people respond to you, but you can still show up in your wholeness, in your truth, and stand in that no matter what. And more likely than not, people will respect and honor what you respect and honor about yourself. I hope this is making sense. Again, sometimes when I channel, I just say words that are, I'm just trying to articulate the energy that's coming through from spirit. That's goes back to why I couldn't really quite find a title that was like the theme of what maybe spirit wanted to talk about. But this is the message, so I hope you're listening. And if it resonates with you, definitely give this video a thumbs up. And also just sit with it and ponder about how this can, you know, be used in your life. So thank you so much for sharing this time with me. And I hope that, again, I hope that this helps. I really do. And I hope it makes sense for those who needed to hear it. So until next time, my beautiful beloveds, take care, peace and love. Namaste. Bye.